We have Goodreads. I have not been on Goodreads. Jesse, what kind of books do you read? That's a I've heard of it, but I've never used it. Do you find like communities there? Low key social media. Yeah, I'm definitely on the lower key social media. I'm certainly not not really out there. Uh, oh, I like that. Okay, so you kind of find your tribe. Well, that is cool. Welcome, folks. We're talking books. And we're talking about where do you find your books, and we're also anything favorite holiday related. We're going to get started just in a couple of minutes. Just let folks come on in. I know they're going from meeting to meeting. Just learned something new about Tam, fellow co-leader, and Jesse, co-leader. Excited about today's presentation with Bing. We're learning about where we're getting our books, and I think Tam may have similar uh, taste in books or the cross section there that I'm looking forward to hearing what she's into. Um, hey, Mohammed, how are you, fellow co-leader? How is it going? We're talking food, we're talking books. We're gonna get started in a minute. Of course, we're gonna let you introduce Ping. So excited to have her presenting today. We've got the recording going, and folks, if you want to say, just drop in where you're coming in from. Love Goodreads. Andrew, doing very oh, what is your challenge? Like, that is a reading challenge. Okay, sounds like maybe like a New Year's resolution. Do we have what is the reading challenge? I don't think I've ever done one of those before. You love Goodreads. Another plus one to Goodreads. That is fantastic. Yeah, like that's fantastic. Um, Want to know more? I went for 24. Whoa, Jesse, 16 is crushing it. Nah, I'm sorry. 24 is 202. That feels like that feels like something in sixth grade they want us to do. That I mean, that is 24. Every other week. That's impressive. If you didn't have a full time job, I think that would be pretty amazing. Um, I give you a big. I think I'm maybe at like 5 to 10. I'm not sure. Love to do more. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm gonna just welcome everyone. If this is your first time coming in, or if you've been here before, really appreciate it. Uh, Excited for today's presentation. I'm joined by fellow co-leaders Tam, Mohammed, and Jesse. We have a really special guest wrapping up a year. We love participation in the chat. If you're new to Tableau, if you're a longtime user, more input, the better. We're all learning from each other. It's all about learning. It's all about growth. It's all about experience. You never stop learning with reporting analytics. And I will hand it over to Mohammed to introduce our speaker.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for making time for this session again. We're glad to have you here. Um, um, I'll say I'm honored to introduce my former colleague. It's cliche, but I'm really honored. And wasn't easy to convince her to come here and share with us her expertise. But I'm glad that I was able to do that. And I spent 5 years working with Pink at NYU. We moved a lot of obstacles out of the way to get to the point where she is now. We worked together for a few years just to get to the point where we have a Tableau as a household name. Just to get to that point was not easy. So uh, with all the work that she's done, I think you will enjoy the session. You will enjoy what the knowledge and the expertise will share with us today. And again, thank you, Pink, for accepting the challenge. Take it away.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for organizing this group. This is wonderful. Like you guys say, we all learn um, from each other. Today I'm going to share what I experienced, but I would love to hear from all you guys. We all learn together since we all have passion um, about data and BI solutions. So let me share my screen. Share screen. And you guys can see my screen, right? Okay.
Yes.
So please just tell me if you cannot see or you cannot hear or any questions. I have a whole village behind me here and to monitor the chat. Thank you, Tammy, and everyone going to do that. Let me get started. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ping Galawan, and I'm the Executive Director of Business Intelligence and Analytics at NYU. I'm excited to take you on the journey today and to talk about how we develop and manage a Tableau dashboard doing CRM conversion from events to a new system. That was a critical moment for us as we transition to a new system while ensuring our Tableau BI solutions continue to support our university fundraising goals by providing stable BI solutions without any interruption. Here is the agenda for today's session. First, I will provide some backgrounds on the BI development journey. I will show you a couple of our Tableau reports, which we have. And I will discuss an overview of what the challenges involved in transitioning Tableau report from events to the new CRM. Then I will go over the technical considerations, solutions, and how we maintain consistency in user experience and interface. I will share lessons learned and best practices. And finally, I will open the floor for Q&A. I want to leave enough time for you all to share some of your experiences. You know, as you all mentioned before, we are here, we learn from each other. I want to ask you a question. This is no right or wrong, right? Today I'm going to share my experience. I'd love to hear from yours. The question is, which part of the BI solution conversion from one CRM to new CRM will take more time? I have three choices. The first one is Tableau front-end visualization. That means, you redesign the Tableau front-end. The second one is mapping the date marks, columns, everything behind the CRM. The third choice is the secret choice. So please enter 1 or 2 or 3 in the chat. Tammy, you volunteer to monitor the chat. Can you tell me who was the first one to enter the chat in the chat?
Looks like Haiti Polo.
Anyone enter 3?
I'm sorry, Haiti did 2. Everybody's doing 2. There's Katie Vorenberg 3. Jake Colbert 3.
Is she the first one?
First for 3, you mean?
Yeah.
Katie, yes, Katie Vorenberg.
Okay, can you take her email address? As you all said, this is a holiday season. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. Everyone's so busy, and you call me in to listen, my boring story. I really appreciate that. And here's a $5 Starbucks gift card. I'm going to email you. Tammy, will you take the email address down for me, please? Thank you. You still can see my screen, right? So as I said, 1 or 2, there's no right or wrong answer. For my experience, number 2, and take a longer time. But, if you choose 1, I would love to hear from your story, all right? So our BI development journey began when Muhammad mentioned before. He joined Udar in 2018 and made the BI solution a reality. With his vision and leadership, we set up the necessary software and hardware, built a strong team, aligned our effort with business need. I see Christy Davis was there too. She was part of the team later on, and all great leaders. One of our first major achievements was retiring more than 300 static advanced reports. And those, you can see from the screenshot, those static PDF report were developed throughout the 15 years. We redesigned and developed dynamic Tableau report, as you know, driven by flexible parameter, allow user to run them at any time. As I said before, we have been using Advanced for over 15 years. So I'm proud to say I led my team in transforming the BI dynamic BI solution to the new CRM. Over the past 5 years, we revolutionized business operations by leveraging data in new, more impact ways. Here's the screenshots. You can see this is before the BBCRM conversion. And as I mentioned before, we converted more than 60 BI solutions to the new CRM. I want to show you a couple of our BI reports. Our BI solutions reside on our NYU intranet. Due to data privacy concerns, I will show you some fake data, but they're not real. And however, you can later on, I can show you a couple screenshots. All right, let me make sure you still can see my screen. All right, hold on. Do you guys see my screen? Okay. So how many of you have a fundraising progress report? This is a must-have report, right? We are in the fundraising shops, and we all want to see how we progress toward our fundraising goal. And this, you all Tableau experts, so you know we can design the report with different visualizations, so we can tell story to the people who do not understand data. So from this dashboard, you can see we have all the parameters on the top. You can choose different parameters, and the reason we have different parameters on, we want because we got user input, what they want to see. And we have all the different schools and rank by their givings and percentage. Also, we slice the givings by the transaction type or the purpose. The next one I want to show you is the pledge fulfillment report. As you all know, the pledge data is so critical for us. And this report was designed to just have a quick glance. You can tell the pledge data, how many of them are overdue, what are the expected pledge payment will be. And we have a filter on the top. And, this is the way we design. I would love to hear from you guys how you design your dashboard. We all have different user groups. As you can see, this one is mainly for alumni relation team. They want to see where all our, sorry, is that me? Okay. Anyhow, so this is is alumni relation for the alumni relation team. From here, you can see where all the alumni populations are, so they can focus their outreach. They can organize events in the certain locations, and we all have parameters on the top. You can see from these three examples, we have our standard. You can see the purple color, and we have our in notes here, and also we have our footnotes, and we have our the font size, everything. We have our standards. So the yeah.
There was a question just a couple minutes ago. I think you've passed the dashboard already, but is the gray bar the goal?
This one from this chart is last year to date, because I'm using the fake data. Yeah, this gray bar could be a goal. So for your information, all the number here, they're not real. Yes, you can have this gray bar as goals. Did I answer your question? Please, everyone's, just this session could be the interactive, so just feel free to stop me anytime. All right. Thank you, Tammy.
I would say, in fact, while Ping is talking, if you want to unmute and ask the question, you're welcome to as well. I'm happy from the chat too.
Yeah, we are learning together, so feel free, right? Jump in anytime. Okay, so thank you. Any other questions? So I show you the couple of dashboards already, and each dashboard was designed to support a range of users. For example, the fundraising progress, and we have many more. We have, you can see here, I know you couldn't see much, but we have a lot, like 60 dashboards. I cannot show you all of them to you. We have reports for the prospect research, prospect management team, and give administration's office, many reports, right? And now we talk about the CRM. I have a lot of slides on the BBCRM conversion, and this is just something I learned from the whole few years BBCRM conversion process. As I said before, our BI reports resides on our intranets, and it was detached from events. So when we start to move to the new CRM, we didn't have to unplug the report from events one by one. We just unplugged the BI portal and from events and repoint the BI portal to the new CRM. Sounds easy, but there's a lot of work. Our goal was not just to ensure the dashboards work functionally with the new CRM, but also the user will feel no difference in the usability or appearance. As I show you the report, the interface all stay the same. We switched the behind-scenes database remapping connections. We identify all the data sources used in the Tableau dashboard and map them to the CRM data warehouse. We customize the ETLs from the CRM transaction database to the CRM data warehouse with custom ETLs, which help us to pull the data quickly. And the data warehouse customer tables can be used by many dashboards. We also built Tableau date marts. I'm sure you guys did that too, which could be used by many Tableau reports. We could just you guys know, just changing the date mark, changing the field, changing the tables, the changes would reflect on multiple dashboards. And the testing is critical, so we test the data conversions from advanced to CRM and make sure the reports show the correct information. Another thing I like to share is performance optimization is the key. We nowadays, no one have paid the patient, right? Nobody want to wait more than 5 minutes to load the reports. So we optimize the queries, stop procedures, ETLs, a lot of things behind the scenes. So we ensure the data, the reports work properly. We know our goal was to minimize user impact. I would love to share, this is a couple of steps we took to make sure we achieve that. First is define user needs. You all know, if we don't know what they want, we cannot design something, they won't use it. So we started to gathering input from users to confirm which BI solution they actually needed, right? They could need 100 reports, but which one they actually needed. And also we have the usage report, we could tell, say, you haven't used this report for the last 2 years. Do you really need it? Planning and timeline. Once we had a user confirmation, we plan out developing and converting process, and in alignment with the CRM live date. That's the live date. That's it. We had weekly working sessions, status meetings to address any roadblocks, make sure we were on track. I won't lie, this is really a lot of weekend and evening, late hours, because it's not easy. And the next one's remap the day. Sorry.
There's a question here. Depending on your new CRM, there might be a big switch in both the data model and business processes. A goal of keeping things the same maybe abstracts that away from the users. Is or was that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's great questions. And you're absolutely right. The new CRM comes with the new feature. And our users, they don't know the CRM, right? It will take them a while to learn the CRM so they can utilize all the features. So we want live in May. From May to next year, they can really tell, do I really need this report? But in the meantime, we want to keep the continue of business continuity, make sure they still can get the number they need. So we just convert the BI solutions so they can continue to do their business, right? Otherwise, they won't have the information they need. That's a great question. Hopefully, I answer your question. But like you say, as any Tableau or BI experts, the technologies change all the time. We have to keep changing, right? So whatever we say by May 1st, this is what we can deliver. Then from their points, then we can redesign or enhance the existing report, or use the new CRM feature. There's many things. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tammy. So we talk about the change everything behind the scene and test performance. As I mentioned before, testing, right? Data validation, performance. That is so important. And as I mentioned before, the seamless transition for our user. we manage complex conversions with minimum impact on the user. That's, from my experience. I would love to hear from you guys, because the worst things, I think, the users that see completely different interfaces, they don't know how to run a report. And that allowing the user to continue work without disruption. And as I mentioned, there was a lot behind scene work, such as database remapping, creating the ETL, on data mart, performance optimization, and security checks. There's a lot of work. Any questions, Tammy?
No additional question right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And there's a couple challenges I'd like to share with you. I'm sure you have yours. I would love to hear later on. The first challenge is to learn the new CRM databases. Our team had a weekly learning sessions, so we could address questions which we had. The CRM data warehouse had a completely different data structure than WENS. Our team, had to learn the new CRM database structures and the functionality. Challenging tools, data mapping and integrity. CRM is, I don't know, you can see the CRM, I draw this little graph. CRM is a little centerpiece. The data came from many external systems, like student system, AverTrue, and all the third-party systems. The data integrity is critical. One of the first challenges we faced was mapping the data from events to the CRM. We had to carefully recreate the ETLs, data marts, so the dashboard could function the same. Challenge 3 is query efficiency. As I said, the new CRM had a completely different data structures compared to the ones legacy system. And we fine-tuned the SQL queries and data marts to optimize the performance, to minimize performance issues, during all the conversion and before we went live. The last challenge, I experienced is the new business users. We, someone asked that question too. We define the dashboard change with our business users. Then the new business user joined. I want something completely different. So we were facing constant change requirements. Since we had a hard deadlines May, and so we went with the original design, and we worked with the new users and put their requests for the phase 2, phase 3. So we can address those enhancements after live date. Otherwise, we would have had moving targets since the requirements were changing all the time.
Ping, back to this last, there was a question. Did much have to be changed in data tracking methods during the transition to the new CRM?
Say again, sorry. You said
we might need to ask Eric to clarify the question, but the question was, did much have to be changed in data tracking methods during the transition to the new CRM?
Data track, could you say, Eric, can you just clear your question a little bit? What do you mean the data tracking?
Feel free to come off mute if you'd like. He might be typing it.
Oh, okay. Is he still typing?
Eric just appeared on our thing, but
yeah, just
there he
is. There you go.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, there we go. I was just figuring out how to come off mute. Yeah, so let me just first ask, what information did you have on customers? Was it just like transaction information, or like was there also kind of like I suppose that's the only way to ask the question, because it's basically like, let's say there's a customer that's part of a membership program, so you're able to kind of like know if it's like the same customer, and you keep that kind of information. Did any of that type of stuff change when implementing the new CRM system? And did it change it for the customer interface? Just walk me through that so I better understand like what happened in that.
Yeah, if I understand your question correctly, this is the way we do business before or after, is that right? So, say alumni membership. In the events, we have this customer, we map this over to this new CRM. In the new CRM, you have a completely different interface, right? The way you enter the membership is different, but the back end in the table, the information you have is all the same.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thanks. That helps.
Yeah. So, but in advance, the table structure is different. But say Eric, you have one record, right? You have your name, your membership start date, end date, and we carry over your information. But in the new BBCRM, if you want update or enter new entity, you can, right? In the new CRM, we may have more columns, right? Your interests, your last attend event. I'm just making this up.
Yeah, I see. That plays on the whole being able to update the data more frequently and all of that.
Right.
So cool.
That's like you said, we are pulling the data. We are telling the stories. Without data, we couldn't, right? So, yeah. So
for sure. It's basically, it just comes down to more data, the better decisions you can make.
Exactly. Thank you for your question. Any other questions?
None right now in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, great. And okay, so we finished this slide. We'll go to the next slide. And this is some technical consideration and solution I'd like to share. You can see from this is the graph my team and I created, because after BBCRM, we need have this completely supporting model, right? Before I go into detail, that the first one I want to share is optimizing the data flow. To ensure the smooth state transition, we built a few common date marts. I'm sure you guys did. I would love to hear yours, which we deploy to the Tableau servers. And these date marts can be used by many Tableau reports. For example, we had revenue, prospect, constituency date marts. We only need to refresh the date mart on the Tableau server once a day, after our ETL completed at night. We set up the monitor process so that if the ETL failed at night, we will pause the Tableau date marts refreshes, so the Tableau reports still have the previous day data instead of showing blank report. Data extracts and the live connection. Love to hear from you guys, because we all Tableau expert, not the expert, Tableau lovers. Data extract and live connection. We rely on the extract to improve performance. We only had 1 or 2 reports require live data connections for real-time insights. Security and compliance. Security was paramount of the concern. We ensure the data access control in place with strict protocols in place to protect sensitive information. Also verify the connections and the firewalls, all that fun stuff, right? Because we have the systems, external systems, the internal systems, we make sure uninterrupted data flow. We talk about the BI design, BI dashboard, but this all come a whole package, right? You have the BI solution, then you have the training documentation, and we basically modify the training documentation all the time. We don't have a training team, but we just provide the trainings ad hoc when the new user came on board. Post migration or post conversion support, as you know, we constantly monitoring the ticketing system, and we address all the requests, prioritize the requests in a timely manner. You can see from this supporting model, it's not easy because after we went live, we have a transactional database, we have data warehouse, we have Tableau server, all the connections. We want to make sure every night we have all the process up running, and we have a backup plan, right? The worst scenario is the report show nothing or failed when our users want to see something. Any questions? Okay. License, learn, and best practices. License, learn for me is the first one, setting scope. As I mentioned before, we had a business user join all the time. They all want something different. We have to set up the scope. Otherwise, we'll be moving target. We could never deliver the project, right? Data integration and structure. One of the major challenges during the conversion was align the data structure. As you guys all know, the CRM data warehouse has completely different schema and data models, which require careful mapping, validating of data to ensure consistency across events and the new CRM, right? Performance consideration, I mentioned before, that is critical. We want to make sure we test all the report, make sure they met performance expectation. The best practices is, from my experience, I think the first one is a comprehensive data mapping and auditing. Before the conversion, we document the existing Tableau reports, and we map out the data sources in the Tableau, align them, map them over to the CRM data warehouse model. We made sure nothing get lost during the conversion process. Just really, you have to be really detail oriented. Otherwise, you could miss one data point and then you won't have the report you want. The second one is ensure data quality consistency, and we did pay close attention to data quality during the conversion process. We ensure that data pulled from the new CRM system was, reflecting what we had in the events. We designed, even though it's not the BI team responsibility, but my team and I designed and developed data validation scripts, reconciliation report to compare the results from events to the CRM. This one thing I would love to say is allocate resources. I meant allocating enough human power to do all the work is really critical. Then post-launch support. As I mentioned before, after conversion in May, we continue to use the ticketing system to track users, feedback and enhancement requests to prevent frustration and ensure long-term success, because this is completely new, just like a new brand car. There's so many questions regarding that. Any questions?
Ping, there's a question also from Eric. What were the most unexpected issues that came up during the process?
That's a great question. I think just converting the data from events to the new CRM, and because we in events we had a different way, the data was stored, but in the new CRM the new CRM has all the different business rules and features, and the new CRM won't take a lot of old data from events. So those were decisions we had to make, how we map those old data over. And the worst scenario, you don't want to have, say, the fundraising in events is this number, in CRM suddenly become this number. So I think the data mapping was critical, difficult part. Did that answer your question, Eric?
Yeah, and I was just typing in. It sounds like it was more of just like the volume of the work involved, kind of like it was just a beast of data to transform.
Yeah. And also, sorry, did you say something?
Oh, no, I was just describing. I was reiterating what you were saying. And
yeah,
I do understand like what you were saying in that it was just like how much like data there was to transform going through that process, right?
Yeah, a lot work, because we had to support the business. I said keep the lights on. In the meantime, we're building this new car. So, yeah.
Question for me, actually.
Yeah.
How long from start to finish? And another process question. Were you able to start the data mapping as the conversion was happening, or was there a point where, say, the conversion was the mapping from system to system and data loading happened before you started the actual transition, the mapping for the data warehouse?
So the data warehouse came last, right? The data warehouse only for the reporting, for the BI. The first step is from events to the transaction database, and then we did is different phases. The first phase, we copy the data over, we test the data, run the reports, all that, and after 5 test runs, then we went live. So back to your question, the data mapping. The data mapping could be 2 places, the system to system, also the report to the data warehouse. So the report to the data warehouse is the last piece. Is, once we had the data in the testing environment, we start to map the reports column by column. Did that answer your question, Tammy?
Yes, and I guess how much time did that take you? The last part, really.
The data mapping, the reports, and to a data warehouse?
Yeah.
Maybe over a year.
Okay.
Now like just a full-time job on this, because we have a current system we have to support. That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eric is asking, was it all done in SQL?
You mean the data mapping? Or yes, SQL, definitely SQL. SQL is the key, right? for everything, all behind the scene. The beautiful visualization, behind the beautiful visualizations, all SQLs, right? Stock procedures, all that stuff. Data validation too, scripts. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, so this is a screenshot of our BI portal. As I mentioned before, the users still see the same interface. Each dashboard can be clicked and viewed by clicking the hyperlink. That dashboards are the same. Let me just share. Do you guys see my screen? Okay, good. So this is our BI portal. From here, as I mentioned before, you can click the hyperlink, then you will see the report. This is not real data. We have different folders here. I'd love to hear from you guys how you organize your report. We organize kind of by function areas, alumni, giving and alumni relations, and fundraising, and gifts, and prospect portfolio management. Then we have year-end snapshot reports. When we close fiscal year, we snapshot our year-end report. Let's see. Yeah, that's just the screenshot. And as I mentioned before, we all love to design the BI solutions, but it's whole package, right? You can have all fantastic BI solutions, but if the user they don't know. So we got a lot of questions. Say, I want to see this report, I cannot find it. So we create this BI catalog. It's a Tableau report, and we track all the data ourselves. From here, you can just enter any keyword or any text. Then you can see all the reports related to pledges. Then you can click on the hyperlinks to see the reports. This is one. This help us because when the new users come on board, they ask a question. Instead, we show them and say, hey, take a look at this. If you still have questions, come back to us. So that's that. Another one I would like to share is BI wiki page. We create this just kind of knowledge central place. We collect all the knowledge regarding our BI solutions, and we put in here. So when I have a new team member, I can just share that link, and then it can just come in here. Say, for example, ad hoc requests, and this is all the standards, standard exclusions. For the Tableau reports, we have the templates, how we want to, what kind of template we should have, the number should align to the right, the text should align to the left, just a kind of knowledge base. This help us to train the new team members. Also, sometimes I may forget something. I can come here to take a look at. Let's see. I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I know it is the busiest time of the year, and I really appreciate you spend an hour with me. And feel free to reach out if you have follow-up questions. I would like to continue the conversation. I know there's a lot of information I want to share, but Anyway, now I'm open the floor for questions. The first person to share UBI conversion experience will receive a $5 Starbucks gift card from me. All right. Thank you so much and happy holidays, guys.
I
And
love
thank you
that.
guys for letting me to bore you for an hour.
Yeah, whatever. It's awesome. Everyone feels the experience and loves your insight, and you're getting a lot of love for the wiki.
Oh,
Christy,
good.
Heather,
Let me-
Katie. There's a huge amount of check out the chat. You're getting a lot. I'll let you read. There's a lot of appreciation for the work that you've done. In your
Thank you. I
Love
mean,
the catalog. Yeah,
you know,
fantastic job.
I know you guys are so kind. It's holiday time. Try to make me feel good. I think that you guys is so boring. When she's going to stop? Now it's your time. Who is going to share experience?
This one needs to go on stage.
Sorry.
Good job.
Let me. How do I? Let me stop share. Okay. Who is going to share? Anyone? Any volunteer? You get a $5 gift card from me. It's perfect for the holiday.
Oh, I think, I don't know. Thumbs up if you want to come off mute.
We have Haiti sharing that they converted and then went dark on reports for ages, which I think is not an uncommon experience out there.
One dark. Someone tripped the plug.
It's a great insight. I think, one of the things that really resonated with me one of the many things that resonated with me was the setting the scope, and implied in that is setting expectations. And that is one of the hardest things to do. I found what techniques did you use to sort of achieve that, and what lessons did you feel like you learned in that process?
From me or everyone? I love to hear from everyone else.
Let's start with you. It was your lesson.
Yeah, I think
you went off the stage. I get it. You did crush it.
I think that's a wonderful question. I think it's important you have the support from up and down. I stopped there, but I think it should align with entire organization. Otherwise, it's really hard because you try to push back, then you say, "Hey, I cannot give you the apple. I can give you the apple tomorrow." Then they say, "Why?" But back to your question, managing that is tricky part. I'm still learning. Sorry, Ron. I couldn't tell you the golden rule, but I'm still learning that too.
We all are. It's a process. Tam, please go ahead.
I think I'm intrigued. We are thinking about this same approach. Berkeley is going into a CRM conversion as well. And, one of the key things we want to do is have business continuity. But we also have a couple of other sort of goals, right? There's user adoption. If you keep too much of the past, are they going to adopt the new? 2, what opportunities are you sort of delaying too much by the strategy of going directly to what they already know? So we're struggling a little bit with some of that, and I think hopefully with as the project starts, we'll be able to see more of the new system to make decisions. But it's that balance of, okay, what do you want the users to do, and how much do you want them? You want them to have business continuity. That's totally important. But how much do you want to sort of change things up also and get them in the new system by providing the reports in the new system?
That's so important. When are you going to switch over? When are you guys in the process?
Sorry, we are just now starting our first sprints.
Yeah. I guess before, I'm not an expert, but I'm just, if I could suggest, I think just ask which report or solution you must to have. Then the other ones just wait until they see the new system.
Yeah.
I mean, I may be wrong. That's why this user group is here. We can all learn, share. You know, there's no right or wrong answer. That's I feel.
And I think what's really meaningful is the thoughtfulness that goes behind it. It's being really deliberate in deciding what's a must-have versus what's a future state, and that's wrapped into setting expectations and scope and the tension that you feel, Tam. That means you're really scrutinizing, right? Current, short, medium, long term, and that I think that is a part of that's integral to the process of changing CRMs.
That is so true. I like you said the short term, long term. What else you said? That's just perfect. You cannot address everything. That's my experience. I'd love to hear from you guys. You can only address the most critical ones, then plan out for the future, right?
Okay. Well, thank you, Pink. I know, the work that you've done is a lot more than what you were able to put in the slides. So thank you for sharing your experience. Um, the- Prioritizing BI solutions in conversion, CRM conversion, and I think that's what Heidi was referring to, is get low in the priorities and everybody focus on just getting the system up, and then the day when you go live you just find out that oops, we don't have anything to continue our like data or insight delivery. And that's what was happening for the last 10 plus years. So consultant will tell you that you need to run parallel project. And that's what Pink did at NYU while they're doing the conversion and the validation and the testing. She was also doing her own conversion and validation and testing. So she did not lose a day in running two parallel track with the rest of the conversion. So definitely great work there. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone time here. And I think if there is no other question, we can thank you all. Happy holiday, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day, your week, and your month, year. See you
Um,
next year.
Thank you so much again, Ron and Mohammed and Tammy and everyone for giving
Yes.
me this chance. And thank you again. And Tammy, will you let me know the person's email? Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Happy holidays. Bye.